The kingdom, see? Inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. And then he goes on, for I was hungry, and you fed me. I was thirsty, you gave me drink. I was a stranger, you took me in, and so on and so forth. Verse 37, and then shall the righteous, these believers, answer, say, Lord, when see we thee a hunger, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? Verse 39, when did we see thee sick, or in prison, and come unto thee? Verse 40, and the King, Christ, shall say unto them, verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, you have done it unto me. Now who are the my brethren? The 144,000 Jews who were preaching the gospel during the 7 years of tribulation. They went through privation, they went through suffering, but remember, they couldn't be killed. And so it was just like in Nazi Germany with the Jews. Who were the people who gave refuge to the Jew in Hitler's Germany? Well, the believers, the Christians. And it's the same way here. These people who respond to the message of these 144,000 young Jews become believers. They minister to their physical need. But now look what happened to those who didn't care. The goats. Verse 41, then shall he say unto them on the left, depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For, now he goes through that same set of words. I was hungry, you didn't feed me. I was in prison, you didn't visit me. I was thirsty, you gave me nothing to drink, and so on and so forth. And then verse 44, they also shall answer and say, Lord, when saw we thee a hunger? Now remember, they still call him Lord, but they're unbelievers. They're lost. And they said, Lord, when did see we thee a hunger, a thirst, or stranger, and naked, and did not minister? And his answer is the same. Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as you did it not to one of the least of these, you did it not to me, and these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. But their life eternal is going to begin in the kingdom. Now, I don't have to take you back to John's Gospel, chapter 3. You all know that verse. When he applied to Nicodemus, what did he say? Except a man be born from above or born again, he cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. And that's why you had to have this separation. There were survivors of the tribulation who were still unbelievers, and they could not go into the kingdom, and so you have the setting of Matthew 25. The believers go in. Now, to make a short picture of it, since you've got this large group of Jews going up to be the nation of Israel in the kingdom, you've also got a short smattering of Gentiles, just a few probably from every the seed stock, if I may use that word, of the Gentile nations in the kingdom. So what you have again is all the nations represented. You've got nothing but believers going into it. You've got Christ as the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You've got the 12 disciples ruling over the nation of Israel, and ruling with Christ over the whole shebang will be the members of the body of Christ.
People's lives. Now, here's your host, Les.
And we're going to be turning back to Genesis 25. Now, in our previous programs, we kind of digressed after we had left off Isaac receiving his bride, Rebekah, and I alluded it to the outcalling of the church, which also is a Gentile bride. And so the last several programs have been dealing with more or less the outcalling of the church and the rapture and so on and so forth. But now I think we're ready to come back to where we left off in the account of the patriarchs of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And so if you'll turn to Genesis chapter 25.